Okay, if you can hear me and see me now, let's continue. Okay, this year Kramer decided to introduce you the equipment with new naming. New naming is just to be more convenient, just to be more understandable, more clear. So today we are talking about some pretty interesting boxes. Some of them are really great instruments for your business. Let me show you some of them. We are talking today about the this one is called EXT3TR. That means that EXT stands for extender. TR stands for transmitter and receiver. It depends on your task, so you can switch it and use it in either one or another mode. If we are talking about these boxes, you can see that the letters here state for EXT3CXRT. So extender, C means Type-C interface, XR extended range, and T means transmitter. So another one reads EXT3 PoE XRR. Means that it gets power from PoE source, and it works with extended range up to 100 meters for 4K resolution, and it is a receiver. And we have our great piece of equipment today. It's MTX 316M. So MTX stands for matrix. 16 means that it has 16 ports. Whether you need, you can use them either as outputs or inputs, depends on you and your task. And M means modular, that you can interchange those units. Okay, so I'd like to show you some slides from the presentation. And after that, I'll show you the equipment once again from different sides, and probably we'll show you the web interface of the matrix itself. And let's go on. Let's take a look. Okay. So product outline. First of all, series-based approach. Series-based approach is that means that the concept of the series-based approach is based on that you take your equipment depending on your tasks. If you are using matrix, or if you are using switcher, or if you are using extender, you must be able to fairly quickly choose the equipment from the catalog. So EXT stands for extender, MTX stays for matrices, and so on. It's easy. Easy to understand product naming. I already explained here how it reads and which letter stands for what. So that's clear. Single cable solution at its best. We are using here in the extender product line, we are using the HDBaseT 3.0. HDBaseT 3.0 means that you can get your favorable 4K resolution, 40 hertz of signal, 4 by 4 by 4 color space. Adding to this 1 gigabit Ethernet and USB and multi-channel sound. Please welcome HDBaseT 3.0, and it is incorporated in our new equipment. So, fast switching. Yes, it is fast. It is almost momentary fast. Nevertheless, I'd like to say that it's not seamless, because we have a special equipment for seamless switching, and it isn't seamless, but it is very, very, very fast. I will tell you a little bit later which equipment should you use in order to get the seamless switching. Installation, simplicity, and flexibility. I will demonstrate it later to you, because it is really. It is definitely single cable solution at its best. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and it works. That's the main plot of the Series 3 equipment. Well, the equipment in the Series 3 is divided into three groups. Let me say three main parts that will be enlarging and growing every year, adding new equipment, changing new equipment in order to replace the old. So EXT stands for extenders, SWT stands for switcher, and MTX stands for matrix. Okay, that's clear. So in the EXT range, we'll provide you with USB and USB Type-C extenders. We'll provide you with extenders that will deliver the highest possible resolution now available and now very popular 4K at 60 Hertz. Please. You can use it with IR commands and RS232 COM commands as well to control your equipment, to control your projectors, your displays, your video walls, your almost everything connected to your Kramer equipment. Okay, so if we are talking about the SWT line, it is an upcoming line. It was announced on the Integrated Systems Europe exhibition, and we are waiting for this equipment to get this equipment in some months probably. It's a pity I don't have any SWT equipment today on my table, but we are waiting for it. And we have the matrices. Now, at that time, we have only three models. First of all, I'd like to say that it is MTX316M. Then we have two other models. I will tell something about them a little bit later. Okay. First of all, EXT3TR. This piece of equipment is designed to use in case you need to send your HDMI signal to a big distance. First of all, we are talking about the HD-based capabilities, because you can translate. You can transfer not only the HDMI signal, but you can transfer USB commands. You can transfer multi-channel audio, and all as well. You can transfer RS232 commands. Well, let's take a look. Sorry, can I get to the camera, man? Thank you. So it looks like a regular Kramer box. It is, I suppose, it is Megatools size. We have the only input here. It is USB host on the front panel. We have the LED indication, colorful LED indication that will let you know if something goes wrong or if something is working as it should. Here we have the power supply inlet, setup dips, so you can switch it either to the transmitter mode or to a receiver mode. As I've already noticed, these equipment, these boxes are designed to be used as a transmitter or as a receiver as well. So we have high power USB inputs here, so you can charge or power up your USB devices as cameras, as a smartphone, as a tablet, or anything you like. So we also have transmitter in. This is an HDMI input and an HDMI output right now. If you need to cascade or if you need to use another equipment like a review monitor or something else, and an HD-based output. So this one is called EXT3TR. Next one that is located right under, it's called EXT3XR TR. That means all the same, but extended range, and also we have a 1 gig LAN port added here. Please take a look. We have a 1 gig LAN port added here, so you can translate not only your multimedia signals, but also you can translate your internet commands or any internet or LAN traffic you need. Okay, let me switch to the presentation once again. Thank you. So, moving to the next boxes we are talking today about. This is EXT3 PoE XRR. That means EXT3 for extended, PoE for PoE, that's clear, XR, extended range, R, receiver. Uncompressed 4K, please. You can use any type of multimedia signal to be received by this piece of equipment. It also has 1 gigabit Ethernet extension port, so you can use it not only to transfer your multimedia signals, but also you can transfer any control commands or any Ethernet traffic you need. IEDD Pro by Kramer. It's a great thing just to work with the edit data, because you need sometimes you need to adjust the receiver side in order to give the display or to give the projector the desired resolution or desired signal format to be correctly processed and displayed, and to obtain the maximum possible quality of your visual perception. Okay. And one more, it is EXT3C XRT. It's a great instrument because it can be used in small conference rooms just as the main input port for the Type-C video signal. Nowadays, the market trends say that we are using the ultra-thin laptops equipped only with the Type-C interface. We are using the tablets, we are using the smartphones. But I should notice that USB Type-C doesn't mean that it has video signal inside. So USB Type-C, considering the video signal, is means that the source works as a display port alternative mode. So if your source supports this mode, it's okay. But if it doesn't support this this mode, you cannot transfer any video data. Okay, but talking about the this extender, I should notice that it has the button that sends CEC commands to the display, to the receiver, and receiver transfers these commands just to the display you are using. It's very convenient to use. When you get into the room, you open the, for example, Kramer KWC, and you have this one installed there. You are plugging in your laptop or your tablet or your smartphone, whatever, and then you just hit the button. After that, your display turns on and selects the correct HDMI input, for example, or HDBaseT input if it has an HDBaseT input, because this box can transfer CEC commands. It's very convenient to use. So, moving next, we have also EXT3U kit. Please, presentation side, if it's possible. Yeah, we are using the EXT3U kit. It's a 4-port USB extender. It's used to throw your USB commands and your USB data on a distance up to 100 meters. Very significant distance, I must say. Two-way powering, that means that you can power either receiver or the transmitter, and the other one will get the power from the first one. Okay, that's clear. You can use the USB cameras, you can use the touch screens, mice and keyboards, and almost every USB equipment available. But let me say that sometimes if you are using some encrypted data on the USB sticks, the USB license keys, or some specific equipment that needs installations of the drivers, I would like to advise you, first of all, check the specifications, then try the equipment, get it from the distribution line, and just try in order to understand whether it works or not. It works pretty well with cameras and touch screens. We have tested it numerously. But talking about some specific USB equipment, better test it by yourself in order to be sure that it works well. Okay. It also provides not only USB signals, but also it provides bi-directional RS-232 commands, both sides. So if you are sending some USB commands to your main computer or to your main workstation, you can also transfer the RS-232 commands in order to control your equipment connected on the other side. It might be a display, it might be a projector, or some complicated audio-visual system. So that's clear. It also provides a fast charge because all the USB outputs are high power. So you are getting not only your devices connected to your computer, but you can charge them quickly as well. And you can be sure that any, for example, sound card that needs some USB powering, any equipment that requires a lot of current will work just fine. And moving next to the matrices, the Kramer Series 3 MTX3 products. First of all, I'd like to say something about the MTX316. This one, I've already showed you this equipment, and I must say that all of our matrices that we are producing and offering you, they are coming just too fast for its time. They are absolutely new and looking into future, because the data you can transfer via this equipment is pretty large. They are 8 gig capable, 8K capable, I'm sorry, and they can work with 8K signals with the upcoming cards with inputs and outputs that we are going to produce later. We have multi-format cards. Any format of signal you desire to use is just okay for us, because we have cards with HDMI and HDBaseT and analog inputs as well, and also SDI. So if you're working with some broadcasting, it will work also just fine. Also, I must say that it delivers PoE powering for the external devices. I will show you later. For example, if you need to power some receivers or some transmitters, you can power them directly from this piece of art. Okay. Also, it can be controlled variously. Whether you need a web interface, you got it. You can control it just hitting the buttons on the front panel. Also, it has the RS-232 control, so it is fully integratable into almost every audio-visual system you can ever imagine. Just now, I'd like to tell something about the another matrix that's called MTX334M. It's a familiar chassis. You can see that it's almost looking like the VS34 matrix, modular matrix, and it is almost itself. Another name, another version of the firmware, another added capabilities. It's more convenient to use, I must say. So it's a modular matrix at its best. And moving next, I must say that we have the MTX388SE. This one is a brand new equipment that will get, I suppose, this year. It's a seamless matrix. It's 8 by 2 quad view seamless matrix. It can be used like a multi-window processor. If you are working with some control center, or probably a traffic monitoring center, or you're working in a large space like a large conference room, a congress hall, or something. You can rely on this equipment because it has everything that you will possibly need. It has dual HDBaseT outputs, HDBaseT 3.0. That means that it works with 4 by 4 by 4 4K 60 Hertz signals, and it supports also the multi-channel audio transfer. Okay, so now let me show you the camera. Please. Thanks a lot. I'll switch the camera for the rear view of the matrix we are talking today. Just a moment. Well, that's it. Okay, as you can see, I'm sorry for the blurry picture, but the short throw camera doesn't provide more quality. We have the input cards, two cards working with HDMI signals. One card is working with HDBaseT, and just take a look. It's connected with a single cable to the extender and the receiver. I've already told you about today. And they are standing on the top of the matrix. They are powered just with the HDBaseT cable. We have four input HDMIs. We have some network connection for the control. We have a reserved network port for additional control. Also RS-232 on a quick connection terminal. We have two power cables. Let me explain you how it works. First one powers the matrix itself, and if you are using the HDBaseT cards, then you'll be using the second power cable in order to provide the HDBaseT PoE to power your external devices. We are using four output HDMIs to connect our video wall that's located behind me. I will show it to you a little bit later. And also we are having one more HDBaseT output here. We also have some quick connect terminals here to connect the audio and RS-232 to be sent via the HDBaseT. That's it. It connects pretty fast, and it's really convenient to use. The guys from factory, they stand for that the matrix itself can be provided with any cars you need, anytime you need. So you don't need to power off to shut down this equipment to interchange the cards. Me, myself, I don't act like this. I usually turn off the equipment to change the cards, but the opportunity is up to you, and you can change them just on the go. And also, I must say that here it has a pool of dismountable rack with fans used to cool down the matrix itself. And if you need to clear them, just to clear them with the vacuum cleaner or with the pressed air or something like this, you can just take it off, just unscrew those two screws and take it off to maintain your equipment. Okay, I will move back to our main camera now. Well, as you can see, the lights here indicate that we are running those pieces of equipment, and as you can see, they are connected just with the HDBaseT cable, with the regular LAN cable, and it's very, very convenient. You can save your time on setting up the equipment. You can save your time on just starting your audio visual system. And now I'd like also to say to show you, for example, the web interface of the MTX 316. Let me show you. Okay, that's it. I think we'll need to again. That's it. Um, on the first page, you can see what signal goes where. On the vertical column, you can see the inputs. On the horizontal column, you can see the outputs. Okay, just to provide you with some useful information, it doesn't only switch the signals from the input to output, but you can configure separately every input you are using here. For example, you can give it the name, you can select the color space you are using, you can select whether it uses HDCP version 1.4 or 2.2. The support of HDCP 2.3 is upcoming, so wait for updates. And on the output, you can also set up the card using the desired color space, switch speed. If you are using the same type of the signal, for example, 4x4x4, 4K60, you can select the extra fast switching and it will be almost frame to frame. And you are selecting the audio source, whether it can be embedded from the HDMI or it can be input as an analog audio. Also, if we are talking about the audio, it has absolutely separate audio mixing, audio metrics. You can select which kind of sound, which kind of audio goes from where to where. Also, EDID management, you can work with the EDID data for every input, for every output. Some convenient settings considering the IP address and TCP and UDP ports for control and system maintenance. You can add different kinds of accounts. One can be the admin, another one can be just the user, just the operator, or something like that. And on the bottom left side of the screen, you can see the status for temperatures, for voltages, for fans, for everything you need. So almost every uh, every data, every state of this equipment can be monitored in the real time, and you can see if something goes wrong. But let me tell you that I'm working with these metrics for a long time, and I never faced a situation when something went wrong. I must say that the Series 3 equipment is very reliable. Uh, good equipment to use in any almost any audio visual installation, whether you need to send your signals to a long distance, to switch the signals, to manage your signals. Everything works just fine. If you have some questions, please feel free to email us. I would like to thank my colleagues for this online meeting. Please feel free to contact Ben. Ben is the CEO of Modelit, and I think if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us, and all of your questions will be processed and answered in a short time. Um, so, if there are no questions, let me thank you once again for finding time to join our online meeting. I suppose that's not the last meeting we are holding here. So next time I'll prepare something new, something more interesting for you. Please invite your colleagues if it's needed. We'll be glad to welcome all of the listeners, all of the visitors. Thank you very much, and have a good time. And looking forward to meet you again. Thanks a lot.